Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is DC Comics Multiverse Earth 23 Superman in 4 months or less. Earth 23? How many Earths are there? Short answer, 52. Long answer, infinity plus 1. Since the beginning, the DC Universe has been in a constant state of flux, expanding and contracting every decade or so in an attempt to keep their continuity straight, but simultaneously allowing writers the creative freedom to push the limits of their imaginations to tell interesting stories. You can tell a story about the Superman we know and love, or you can tell a story about a Superman who was raised in Cold War communist Russia instead of Smallville, Kansas. And it can be explained with 2 words, multiverse and hypertime. This Superman is from Earth 23, a world where Superman is not Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for the Daily Planet. He's President Barack Obama. Alright, technically he's not Barack Obama, he's Calvin Ellis, but he is still President of the United States of America. Writer Grant Morrison admits that the character was inspired by a 2008 quote from President Obama himself. In a moment of self-deprecating hyperbole, Obama joked that he was sent from planet Krypton by his father Jor-El to save the planet Earth. Morrison ran with the idea, changing the names and faces to protect the innocent. But let's not forget that Sam Jackson is Nick Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because artist Brian Hitch used Jackson's likeness when he created the Nick Fury of the Ultimates universe in the Marvel Comics. Barack Obama can't run for a 3rd term. He's going to have a lot of time on his hands soon, and I think he's got the acting chops to pull it off. I'm calling it now, Justice League Incarnate movie in 2019. I cannot wait to see Obama and Captain Carrot in the same movie. In his first appearance, Calvin wore a costume that looked almost exactly like Clark Kent's, except the yellow and red on the S shield were inverted. This particular figure is based on a more developed version of Calvin Ellis that was seen in DC Comics' 2015 sort of crossover event titled Multiversity. And if you're paying attention, the first issue of Multiversity was penciled by Ivan Rice, whose artwork is the inspiration for the entire current DC Collectibles Icons line of figures. It's all connected. Parts of this figure are recycled from the 2013 DC Universe Classics New 52 Superman figure, as evidenced by the armor lines, but there are enough new pieces that it wouldn't be fair to call it a repaint. He has the standard articulation of a DC Universe Classics figure minus an ankle pivot, so that means he has the same issues of posability that DC Universe Classics figures have always had. His ab crunch doesn't crunch that much, his belt prevents his hips from swinging all the way forward, and he only has single-jointed elbows and knees. His neck looks a little short, but hey, maybe Calvin Ellis has a short neck, I don't know. Without getting too deep into the aesthetics of the costume itself, there were some technical issues that Mattel had to solve to pull this off. In the comics, it's hard to tell exactly how his cape attaches to the rest of his suit. It appears to simply float around him with the corners hovering over his shoulders. I thought Mattel was just going to reuse a regular Superman body for this figure, which would mean a regular Superman cape as well. But I have to give Mattel credit here, they solved the floating cape problem, which goes a long way to distinguish Calvin Ellis Superman from Clark Kent Superman. Yeah, the suit should feel a little more jacket-y, but the major notes are here, and in the spirit of hypertime and the multiverse, I'm going to let some of those budget-related production shortcuts slide. Because seriously, this is an obscure character. Regardless of his role as leader of Justice League Incarnate Defenders of the Multiverse, I consider us lucky to have this figure at all. If you're still waiting for a birth certificate that proves the president was born on Earth, then this figure is an easy pass. But if you're a fan of Superman in any and every reality, if you stand for truth, justice, and the America 23 way, then this figure is a must-have, so buy it if you see it, and if you see 2, leave 1 for the next collector. Thanks for watching. Let your voice be heard by either liking or disliking this video and leaving a comment letting us know which Earth you are from. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and if you have, please share this video with your social media friends and enemies. Did you ask who my favorite superhero president is? Martian Van Buren, obviously. Ah.